How are you doing?
Hi. I'm so busy recently.
Oh, because the coronavirus is over?
It's part of the reason because after the after we open our limitations and there are more patients in hospital and for example, my schedule was full in every week. During the pandemic, there are fewer patients in hospital, so I just needed to work about half a day. But currently, I work 8 hours every day, and another reason is because
8 hour. Pardon, 8 hour every day. It's very normal. I work 12 hours.
Yeah, but I think it makes me very tired because every moment I need to be very concentrated on my work. For example, I did some exam and I cannot. I need to focus on the image, and I visit my patients, and I have my clinics. I talk to every patient, and I need to very focus on their problem and my examinations. So I even do not have any time to eat lunch. And sometimes I need to get up very early, about 6 o'clock, because in the morning I have clinics, and in the afternoon I have I have exam, and so I need to visit my in-hospital patients in the very early morning. Yeah, and another reason is because I registered a GRE test in October. So recently I practiced a lot of GRE language patients. Yeah, and I try to remember among the lots of vocabularies. Yeah.
Wow.
So from June to I think heretofore, I have remembered about 1,000 new vocabularies, but it's just a little because I think I need to at least to know 2,000 new vocabularies. It's a baseline for the exam.
Sorry, what is the purpose of attending the exam, GRE? Why?
It's an exam that every postgraduate school in the US they need the grade of GRE, and it's a kind of logic test for language and quantity.
So you want to go abroad? You want to study abroad?
Yeah, because I want to get a PhD degree abroad, and the first reason because I want to escape from my current boss, and the second reason is and the second reason because I still want to do research in hospital, and to get a PhD degree is necessary, and I can consider to get it in Taiwan and or just go abroad. But my work here is very my work here is very heavy. So if I studied in Taiwan, and I must have to do some clinical works, and I don't think that is good for study. And because I saw some of my seniors, they need to go to the labs, or like some of them have the lab in Academia Sinica, and they also need to work in hospital. So their life is I don't know how to say that. Though I learned some new words, but I can just read them. And yeah, so I think if I want to get a PhD degree, I want to focus on the degree and the study. Yeah, though if I go abroad, I'll lose my salary, because I think to get a PhD degree in about life science, maybe need about 4 or 5 years. And yeah, and though our hospital will support me for the fee of life, or to pay the register fee for the university, but I think it's not enough. And I also and my daughter will be born in October, so yeah, so I maybe it is possible that I bring her abroad if I
to America.
Yeah, if I admitted to a PhD program abroad.
Hopefully not this year.
Yeah, because my plan is about the next year.
Okay, that's good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Thanks for the update. So, today we're going to talk about how the UK economy shrinks by 25%. I'm sure that everyone knows that the whole world is affected by the coronavirus. And let's just talk a little bit about this. So, using the 5 W's and the 1 H, Billy, can you tell me about what it is referring to when it's talking about the UK's economy? What do you think this is about?
I think it's a common sense because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's impact not only our country's economic, but also every country in the world. So it's very normal. But gradually, I think the economic and the economic growth recently is It's rising.
Okay, it's rising. Why do you say that?
Because especially in Taiwan, we think we also need to travel. We also need to relax. We also need to do some social or entertainment. So recently, I think that the economic growth is rising, is be better than several months ago. So I think that the same situation in UK is the same.
The same.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask Evan, why is it happening? Why do you think this situation has been happening?
I think because the COVID-19 pandemic and the close down makes that of people they stay at home, and they couldn't do any productive work, and they reduce their purchase and or visit some restaurant or store, so that makes the UK economic shrinks.
Okay, so it made the economic shrunk, right? Past tense.
Okay, shrunk.
Good. Okay, Billy, who is participating or affects it, and also who is affected by it?
Can you repeat again?
So who affects the economy, and also who is affected by it? So I guess the people who affects it and is affected by it.
I think the tourism industry and entertainment industry are affected by the heavily by the pandemic. And I think the government official or officer can reduce the impact for conducting some policy to save the economy or to let the worst situation become better.
Right. Okay. Thanks for sharing. So about the pre-reading, did you guys have time to work on this?
No.
No, you didn't have time? Okay, no worries. So this is just something that if you did go through it, something to test your reading beforehand. But we're just gonna go straight through. So I just want to go through a lot more of the discussion part. So about the declining economy, let's have a brainstorming session here. So there's gonna be you and the economy. So talking about saving money for you, is this something you would do, and how would it affect the economy? From say that you, what you think is what everyone else thinks, and how that will affect the economy. So let's talk about the first one. As for saving money, Billy, what would you do? Would you save money, or would you spend money?
I think I would be saving money because we don't know if one day we need to if the pandemic is continuously exist, and that we need to prepare some food, so we also need to save money for preparing everything. We don't know because it's uncertainty. So I think it's better to save more money for preparing the next step, because next step we are unknown in the future.
Okay. Okay. So how would that affect the economy? How would saving money affect the economy?
Obviously, if everyone save money, and the economic will be decreasing the growth.
Okay, great. Okay, so talking about lockdown. So what will happen to you during the lockdown, and what will happen to the economy? So Evan, can you answer this question about lockdown?
Yeah. During lockdown, everyone stayed in their house, and most restaurants and stores are closed. Left only the necessary stores, and so that the economy, for me, that will be very inconvenient for me to buy necessary things, and to maybe my such as and enjoy lunch or meal with my family in a restaurant. And for economy, the employers will not have surplus, because there are no climates and they can't pay their employees. So it will hurt a lot our economy.
Okay, great. Yeah. So Billy, what about if you're cut hours for your work?
If we cut our hours and we don't have more money, it is obvious the situation will be happen. And also the economic will decline.
It will decline.
Yes.
Why would it decline?
Because we don't have a lot of work, we don't have a lot of job to do, and for example, if you do not have the job or do not work more hours, I think we don't have enough money to buy, to let the economy be more prosperous.
Okay, great, good job. Okay, so shopping. Evan, would you be shopping during a declining economy?
I'll reduce the chance to shopping because I'll think because I don't because I don't think if I can save enough money in the future, I'll decrease my expense of money, and that will also make our economy into a vicious cycle because everyone don't want to spend money, and all the store and corporation, they couldn't earn from their climates, and they couldn't pay their employees, so there'll be their employees might be dismal, and so that it's not a good phenomenon for economy.
Okay, great. So talking about, so here are a couple factors. Okay, so we're talking about employment, tax, living, welfare, health, and environment. So can you rank which one is affected the most by the economy, by the declining economy? And please give your reasons. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a minute, and then you're going to each give me your orders. I'm gonna write it down. Okay. Okay, Evan, you already know your answer?
No, not really.
What about Billy? Did you get it figured out? I go
Yeah.
first? Okay.
My priority.
Okay.
My first priority is health, next environment, then employment, next policing, next welfare, and next tax.
Okay. So you think, why did you put health as the first one?
Yeah, because we want to extend our life. Everybody is afraid of death. So if you do not have health, body, and we can do anything. So I think the first, the biggest element is health to impact the economic. So
you think that if everyone is healthy, then it will help boost the economy.
Because we want to own the healthy, so the healthy will impact or to affect the economic.
Okay, so the health, okay, and then you say environment, but then why environment? Because I think if you say health as in such an important aspect, I would assume environment would be later than you put it second. Why do you put it second?
How to explain that? I think the environment, in my opinion, is a huge identity. 是一个比较广义的定义 a huge identity. How to say that word?
No, what are you trying to explain it as? Can you try to explain it in English?
Identity.
Okay, you don't
Identity.
have to keep on focusing on the word. I'm saying to explain what you want to say, because even if you say the word, not everyone is going to understand what you're trying to say. So how are you supposed to explain it? It's more important than the word.
the word, a specific event or a specific meaning of event or thing. So I think environment will be impact because we do not travel to anywhere.
Okay, we don't. But what does that have to do with the environment? For environment, it makes me think of you need to recycle. You need to make the environment be environmentally friendly.
Can we skip the question?
Okay, I'm gonna let Evan go first. So see if his ideas will affect yours. Okay, so Evan, what about you?
I think the most important is employment, and the second is tax, and welfare, and then health, and then environment and policy.
Okay, why do you choose these ones?
I think for a health economy, everyone needs to work to produce their to produce useful things for our society. This can exchange the fortune for everyone. So if the unemployment rate is very high, most people, they can afford the expense in their daily life, and the economy is firmly declined. So the employment is the most important. That can make sure that everyone, they can get their own salaries and they can afford their daily life. And the second is tax, because I think if you had a job but government can impose a reasonable tax policy, that will make you to spend that of tax to the government. So if the tax is the burden of tax is very heavy, that everyone will afraid to spend their money. So reasonable tax policy is the second important, to make sure that government, they can have the money to maintain our society, and also that everyone, they can feel they have they can feel the security in the future. And if the government can have a balanced tax policy, it can afford more welfare things. So that can support people that who may be unfortunately be dismissed, or the government can support some money for them, and if someone they get really sick and they don't have enough money, the government can support them, so that everyone can will not afraid to save a lot of money. And they can feel very safe to spend money because they have a support by our government. So I think the third is the welfare. And yeah, and the fourth is health, and I think health is some kind of combined or have some linkage to the welfare. If everyone do not be afraid to afford a lot of money when they see a doctor, they can seek more efficient and efficient health care, and that can improve their health, and also they improve our productivity. And I think the last is in environment. The next one is environment, and last is policy. And environment is I think environment sometimes it's a controversial issue compared to the economy, because sometimes for example, if we develop land that will hurt the environment, but it can also bring some economic effect to a local people. And but sometimes it will hurt economy. For example, if the economy in the country is the most important is tourism, and the environment, to protect the environment will be very important. So that I think environment is depend on which economic strategy the government want to impose. If they want to develop tourism, they need to protect the environment, and if they want to develop the pattern industry, sometimes they don't care about environment. It can also stimulate their economy. And I think the last thing is policy. Yeah, I think I put it in the last just because I hate a policy country. But I think policy is important to protect everybody's fortune. So that so it needs to have a balance. But I think but I think if you have fortune, so that you need someone to help you to protect them. If you don't need that. So the police will be the last.
Okay, it's policing, right?
Policing. Oh, okay.
Policing.
Policing.
Yeah, policing. Okay, so develop. Okay, develop. Okay, great. So I think Evan made it really clear on his reasons. Billy, is there anything that you think you support or you disagree with Evan? You can tell us your reasons and share a little bit about what you think.
I totally agree Evan's opinions. Very great. Good.
Okay, so are you going to change your answer, or do you think that some of yours you would like to continue to support?
I think he's right. So I changed my priority to be the same with him.
Really? Wow. Okay, Evan's become a convincer. Okay, wow. Okay, that's amazing. Cool. Okay, so I think there's no right or wrong answer. It's just if you're able to support it with your supporting points. Okay, so let's continue on with the actual article, and then we'll go through it. So, Billy, can you read the first paragraph here, and then have Evan continue on with the second?
Okay. The UK economic has suffered its worst economic performance since the mini ice age over 300 years ago, when the river Thames froze. The UK's Office for National Statistics reported that the economy was around 25% smaller in April than it was in February. The Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey acknowledged that there was a 20.4% drop in GDP in April alone. He called this a dramatic and a big number. He was positive about the future and said there were signs of economic now beginning to come back to life. Much of the UK economic shut down in a bid to curb the spread of the coronavirus. The UK has seen the biggest economic collapse among the world's developed economies.
Okay. I can see all the paragraph.
You can see it?
Okay. Okay. The United Kingdom's economy has seen nearly 20 years worth of growth wiped out because of the coronavirus lockdown measures. This week, people are being encouraged to go shopping again as many stores have reopened. Many shoppers remain wary about venturing out to shops or commuting, as the number of daily deaths is still around 200. Talking about the economic collapse, Mr. Bailey said, "It's not surprising. The economy clearly closed out substantially at the end of March into April. The big question is what happens next." The UK Guardian newspaper was pessimistic about a recovery. It wrote, "Britain's economy has fallen off a cliff. It will be a long climb back."
Okay, pessimistic.
Pessimistic.
Yeah, mystic. Okay, great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit here. So what did your country do to protect its economy from the coronavirus? Billy, what do you think Taiwan has done?
Our government do a lot of conduct a lot of policy. For example, to deliver the triple stimulus vouchers to the citizens, and giving subsidy to tourism and the transportation industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add, Evan?
Our government also offers vouchers to some local tourism, like in Hakka tourism, and some other. I think it's the most famous one, and there are lots of. I didn't scrutinize a lot of them. And others I'm not sure. I think our government did not do a lot to protect our economy.
Really, you didn't think they did a lot?
Yeah. No, I know that the TSMC is very brilliant recently, but I think that is not because our government's work.
Okay. So how positive are you about the future?
I think I'm how to say that? Optimistic.
You're optimistic? Optimistic.
Yeah. Optimistic. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Why?
Because I read some reports of the vaccine invention, and I think it might be we might have a useful vaccine in the end of this year.
Okay, great.
So I think I am currently optimistic.
Okay, great. So I think for each of you, can you think of 3 ways that people can change now, change their economic behavior? So what are some things that may change due to the coronavirus? Can you think of 3? We'll take a quick 1-minute break and come back to the classroom. Okay, I'll think of 3. Okay.